So are you able to see this interface, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is lecture number 10. So now I am going to talk about, so first this is lecture 10, and in today's lecture most of time I am going to talk about the notions of stabilization. And actually, if you see the notion of stabilization in nonlinear control system, basically sliding mode control is also one of the nonlinear control design techniques. So almost all results that is basically valid for nonlinear system, people trying to actually extend this for sliding mode control system also. So in today's lecture, basically we are going to see different form of stabilization. We are going to talk about what is meaning of local stabilization, what is meaning of global stabilization. We are going to also talk about what is meaning of regional stabilization, what is meaning of semi-global stabilization. Then you are able to understand each and everything. And most of time, whenever you are reading any paper, then these terminology are very much common. And most of time, people are not defining. Without defining, they are writing this. But what is important whenever you are writing some paper, so try to actually tell that reader that what is meaning of local stabilization for your particular work, what is meaning of global stabilization for your particular work. Similarly, what is regional stabilization, what is semi-global stabilization. And I hope that after completion of this lecture, you are able to understand that that difference, particularly difference between local, global, regional, and semi-global stabilization. So let us first try to correlate lecture number 9 to lecture number 10. So what I am going to do first, that I am going to actually recall some kind of result from the previous class. So basically what we found in previous class, that if I have second order nonlinear system, x1 dot equal to x2 and x2 dot equal to hx plus gx into u, and actually you are already well aware about the first order system. Due to that reason, I start talking about second order system. So suppose okay, what you can do for continuity purpose, you can also talk some kind of first order system like this hx. So this is xt, here xt is there everywhere where t is there, and gxt, and here u. Again you can see that this is my second order system. I am assuming that x equal to x1 x2, and this particularly belongs to R2, and here what I am assuming that x belongs to R. Now what is my aim? My aim is to design some kind of on-off control, and on-off control I am going to define like this: k signum, and for first order system, that is just function of x, same coordinate system we are talking about. Now question is that how to choose this k such that I can ensure that x tending towards 0 as t greater than equal to some t, or x equal to 0 you can also tell, because I know the finite time. Whenever you are not knowing the finite time, at that time we are telling xt tending towards 0 as t tending towards infinity. So I have first order system, and from Lyapunov analysis also it is possible to show that if you select the gain, and gain selection is like this, because I am telling that here I have some value k. So there are different strategy, and strategy is somehow like this. Somehow I have to select gain such that k, such that if this is uncertain and this is uncertain. And in previous lecture I have already told you that whenever I have gx, we are assuming that that is greater than equal to g0 and that is greater than g. So I have this kind of basically restriction. You can also assume that the maximum value of this particular quantity is bounded by some kind of some other quantity, that is g1. So somehow I am assuming that gx is bounded by g1. So maximum value of gx is g1 and that is always positive. For hx there is no restriction, so you can assume that okay, hx is bounded by some kind of d or d1, whatever you want you can do. After that, now question is that how to design this k such that I can ensure this objective. So my objective is to force xt equal to 0, and it is possible to show here again that if you select your gain, and here I have hx by gx, this particular quantity, if that is less than equal to some value, and again that value is function of x, because left hand side that is function of x. Due to that reason, in order to make sure that this result will valid for all x, I have to make this gain that is state dependent. And since this is positive, so kx is also positive. So it is possible to show that if this result will satisfy, then I can able to design u equal to kx signum x and with negative sign, then I can able to force xt equal to 0 for all t greater than equal to t. So whenever we have nonlinear first order system, nonlinear means this might be something like x square, x cube, whatever, gx has similar kind of things, then just you have to make sure that you have this kind of relation for all x. You can see that you have to check for all x, then only I am able to make sure about this particular condition. Now if you are not convenient with this kind of state dependent gain, and suppose if you select this kind of gain hx by gx, that is just less than some constant gain k0, and after that if you are designing some kind of on-off control like this, so I have here, you can see that I have constant gain. In that particular case, we have to find the region of attraction, means up to what region one can make sure that if my initial condition is lies inside that region, then we are going to remain there, and it is pretty easy to prove it. You try to see that proof is very much straightforward. xt equal to, now I have hx t plus gxt, and after that I have u, and if you take Lyapunov function or distance like function, something like distance, that is half x square, you can see here that as x is 0, v is 0, and for all x this is positive. So for all x this result holds, and at x equal to 0 this is 0, and if you calculate the rate of change, then that is x dot, and after that if you substitute this, then we will get this kind of condition hx plus gx into u. This kind of situation I have, and after that now you try to see that I can also able to write this hx in terms of this particular, because I am assuming that hx is k0 into gx, and gx is always positive. I have assumed and due to that reason I can able to write that this is less than equal to, and I have some kind of mod x kind of quantity. I am going to use some kind of norm, and after that I have gx, or you can put g0, that is also okay, and after that you have k0, and after that you have x, and you have something like gx, and this is basically minus k0 signum into x. You have this kind of thing, and again you can assume, you can put the maximum value of this, because we are doing worst case analysis, and whenever you are doing worst case analysis, at that time it is again one can put g0 here, and after that we have minus k0 into signum x, and after that now you can see here that if I can multiply this x with signum x, so what is multiplication of x into signum x? Anyone? Multiplication of x into signum x? Mod x. And so due to that reason I have, now you can see here that I have again something like, in this particular case I have mod x, and after that I have something like g0 into k0, and with negative sign. So here I have basically negative sign, and you can see that if equality condition is here, I am assuming that exact equality condition here, everywhere I am putting the equality condition, then this kind of result I have, this kind of result I have. But if you select this gain k little bit higher, if you select like this, minus something like k1 signum s, and here if you select k1 greater than k0, then you can see that everything remains the same, and here in place of k0, what kind of things comes into picture? Because here you can see that everywhere I have updated, I am going to apply some kind of control which is little bit higher than the bound of uncertainty, and due to that reason I am telling, okay, if this is k1, this is k1, then this is automatically k1, and now you can see that from here I am able to write like this, this is mod x, and after that I have g0, and I have k0 minus k1, and if you substitute k1 that is greater than k0, it is possible to show that this is always less than equal to 0. If that is exactly k1 equal to k0, then that is equal to 0, otherwise it is less than equal to 0. And in this way I am able to tell that by enlarging this value k, because if you are doing this kind of if you are using this kind of inequality, at that time automatically you have some kind of constraint on hx. Okay, so in order to understand much more better way, you can assume that this particular hx is now nothing but x square, and suppose for time being you can assume that gx is some kind of constant quantity for time being. So you can see that what kind of set comes into picture now. Suppose gx is equal to 1. So for a special case I am assuming, just or in order to illustrate thing, what I am telling that, okay, suppose now you have this kind of system x dot t, and that is hx, that is x square, and after that you have u, this kind of things, and what you are going to do, you are going to apply u equal to k1 signum s to this particular system, and for time being you can multiply this alpha and assume that alpha lie between some quantity 0 to alpha 0. That is also okay, that doesn't matter for our analysis, means that will not affect our analysis. It means that this particular term is nothing but hx, here unity, that is gx, it means that I have now inequality like this, less than equal to k0. So now you can see that if our state, and so it means that I have to somehow I have to calculate this bond. So k0, and after that I have to put minimum value of alpha, or you can also, because I have to see the maximum range, due to that reason maximum value I have to put, then only quantity is lesser, so maximum value of alpha. So you can see that my region of attraction or finite region of attraction is now just this much. So what we are telling basically, that if I have system, whatever system I have taken, that is second order system, sorry, first order system with x square kind of uncertainty, then my region of attraction, so your first order system, and after that your region of attraction, you can see that that is k0 by alpha. It means that this is k0 plus k0 and this is minus k0 by alpha. So if your initial condition x0 inside this region, then only you are able to converge to the equilibrium point. Have you able to understand the difference or not? Suppose if this term is not present, hx is 0, and if you apply k signum ss is here x, then what is condition? For any x you are able to converge to the equilibrium point, but due to non-linearity you are not able to give guarantee that if you start anywhere you are going to converge to the equilibrium point. But you can see that by enlarging the k0 gain, I am able to expand this region. Anyone has confusion on this? Anyone? Okay, if you do not have confusion, then try to actually summarize same kind of result for second order system in previous class. What I am telling, okay, if I have system like this, hx plus gx into u, again I am assuming that hx is basically bounded by some kind of quantity, like you can give some name k dash, and actually this gx is basically bounded by some kind of quantity, that is km, and that is here you can assume that this is greater than g0, and after that equality sign is also okay and greater than 0. So if this kind of condition, what we found that if I apply again some kind of on-off control, u equal to minus k signum s, and here we have defined s equal to a1 x1 plus x2. If you remember the tomorrow discussion, then in tomorrow discussion I have taken second order system. I am assuming that this is bonded, but this is always positive, because I am not going to consider those kind of case when basically we are unable to apply any kind of control, and due to that reason we are playing with this kind of inequality. And for pendulum system I have also shown this fact that gx is always satisfying the second inequality. Due to that reason there exist several class of system where if you see those kind of term, some kind of term which is multiplied with gx, most of time that is sign definite. Some case it is not satisfying that kind of condition. For that we have to deal very much separately. Now what we found that in previous class, that after applying this kind of transformation, my system looks like this a1 x1, and after that x dot is basically now that is given like hx plus gx, and I have some kind of constant gain I am assuming k signum, and s is a1 x1 plus x2. And what what is our observation, that if we will live inside this set and we have calculated this set based on the Lyapunov function v equal to half x1 square, that if x1 that less than equal to c by a1 and after that s that is less than c, then I can give guarantee that basically this c I can vary, and based on that I can enlarge the region of attraction such that it is possible to give guarantee that x1 tending towards 0 and x2 tending towards 0. So basically what we are telling, that whenever you are applying some kind of sliding mode control or on-off control, you can tell for time being, that on this system, then what happens, that this is x1 and this is x2, and after that I have this kind of region that comes into picture, this kind of region I have, and this particular quantity is basically x by ca. So x1 by c1 c just c, and x2 is basically c. And what we found, that this is s equal to 0. If you start in this particular region, it is possible to show that always you can converge to the equilibrium point, and after that you converging towards the equilibrium point. So till now, do you have any confusion? If you have certain kind of gain, that is a state dependent gain, then what happens, you can start anywhere, you are able to converge to the equilibrium point. But if you have just constant gain, and this constant gain, we have also shown one inequality here, I forget to mention, that inequality is like this: a1 x2 plus hx by gx, and this should be less than equal to k. And why I am discussing nonlinear system, because most of the system is nonlinear in nature, and due to that reason discussion of nonlinear system is much more important than linear system. So up to here, anyone has confusion? This is just a story of the previous class. Anyone? Do you have confusion? Okay. Now let us come to the one example, and because sometimes a student is unable to understand that how basically why the hx and gx is uncertain, or these kind of questions that come in their mind, and due to that reason in previous class I have started with some kind of simple example, that is example of pendulum system. And believe on me that pendulum system is one of the beautiful system. Using this system, it is possible to explain lot of concepts of nonlinear control system. So and let us try to revise that kind of concept also. Whenever some concept will come into picture, I am going to revise such that you are also become a little more comfortable with the nonlinear control theory. So I have certain kind of thing here, and after that I have some system, and in previous class what we found, that if I apply certain kind of torque T towards this system and this angle is theta, then I will come up with this kind of differential equation. I am not going to write again how basically we are able to get this kind of differential equation. Directly I am going to write. So ml square T minus mgl sin theta minus kl square. So kl one l here, actually one l is here because I am talking in terms of torque, and due to that reason I have to multiply with this length l. Also you can interpret like this, kl square and theta dot like this. So this is my mathematical model of this particular system. Now what I am going to do, I am trying to stabilize this system at theta equal to some angle delta, and for time being assume that you want to stabilize this system about theta delta equal to pi by 2. And in previous class I have told you that whenever you want to stabilize some system about some particular point, at that time first you have to calculate what is the steady state torque when you are at some kind of specified position. And how to calculate that, I have already told you that you can just substitute inside this equation. Since theta is constant pi by 2, due to that reason theta double dot equal to 0. So now I have TSS, and basically now what is sine theta when theta equal to pi by 2? What is that? That is 1, and due to that reason I have TS equal to mgl. Anyone has confusion on this? So this much force is required in order to maintain this pendulum at pi by 2, because theta dot also equal to 0. So this is called torque as whenever we are at some kind of required position or a steady state position, because we are assuming that okay, I want to stabilize my pendulum system at this particular angle, that is pi by 2. Now you try to see that whenever I have this kind of system, so now I am going to write this system in a state space representation. So now before writing a state space representation, I am going to choose the proper coordinate system. So I am telling that okay, I have to maintain that theta equal to delta. So I am going to define x1 equal to theta minus delta. After that I am going to assume that x2, that is x1 dot, that is equal to theta dot. So you can see that in this particular system I have, whenever theta is changing, so whenever theta is changing, it means that height is changing, so potential energy basically comes into picture. Another thing is that due to rate of change of theta, kinetic energy comes into picture. Due to that reason I have two state variable here, theta which is responsible for potential energy, theta dot which is responsible for kinetic energy. You can also able to interpret like this. And due to that reason I have two state variable. Now this is my stabilization problem, because if you are forcing your system x1 that is tending towards 0, then theta equal to delta and rate of change of theta is siege, means x2 equal to 0. So what is your objective now? Your stabilization objective is like this. You have to force x1 tending towards 0, and you have to force x2 tending towards 0, and for that you have to design this torque T. So I am telling that how much torque if I apply such that I will get this kind of objective. And obviously in this particular lecture I am going to select torque based on sliding mode control or on off control, whatever you can tell. So first try to express this system in terms of these two coordinate system, that x1 and x2. So you can see that x1 dot equal to x2, that is from my assumption, because I have already assumed this. And after that try to see that what is your x2 dot. So x2 dot is basically theta 2 double dot, and that is nothing but I have mgl sine theta, and m if you put here, so m is going to cancel out. After that g by l sine theta. So for g by l I am going to use some kind of notion, that is a, and due to that reason I am going to directly write this as a sine theta. And after that similarly for b I am going to use some kind of notion, that is ml square. So l square is cancel out, k by m. So for k by m I am going to define b, and due to that reason I have b theta dot, and after that I have something like plus t by ml square. So most of time 1 by ml square people are defining C. So basically A is defined like something like K by from here again I have to see what I have defined. So basically this M and M is cancelled out, so that is G by L. So basically I have some quantity like G by L. Similarly for B I have some quantity like K by M, and for C I have 1 by ml square. So basically I can again able to rewrite this equation like this: A sine and theta, you can see that theta is nothing but x1 plus delta. So I am going to now replace this coordinate system: theta by x1 plus delta, theta dot is x2, and this quantity is C, and I am assuming that U is now T. So I am going to define U as a some kind of torque. So now my mathematical equation is very simple. So I have second order system now. So I have system like x1 dot equal to x2 and x2 dot equal to minus A sine x1 plus delta minus bx2 and plus C into U. So this is my system. Now I have to put certain kind of assumption about the mass, because try to see the parameter involved inside this system. In this particular pendulum system I have mass, I have L, length of this particular pendulum, I have some kind of force, that is coefficient of the viscous friction force, that I have defined as a K. So basically now I have to identify these three parameters. This is somehow system parameter. So I am assuming that basically this mass M, that is varying between 0.05 to some value 0.2. Similarly, I am assuming that L is going to vary between 0.9 to 1.1, and after that I am assuming that this value K, that is the damping coefficient, that is varying from 0 to 0.05. Equality sign shows that it might possible in ideal condition we have not any damping kind of force. So I have this kind of parameter variation. Now you try to see that if everything is known, then you can see that quickly I can able to transfer this system into very simple system if everything is known. So I am assuming, so first I am assuming that suppose M, L and K are known. So well known means this kind of variation is not there, some definite value, and I have to design the control system. Then things is pretty simple. What I have to do, that somehow I have to compensate this term, defining like this: U equal to some control 1 by C, some control action V I am going to design, and after that what I am going to do, I am going to put positive of these term, A sine x1 plus delta, and after that bx2. So this kind of control action is called feed forward action. So if C is known to me, A is known to me, B is known to me, delta I know that where I have to put, and if I apply this control action here, you try to see that in this situation, in well-known situation, I have very simple system: x1 dot equal to x2 and x2 dot equal to U. So could you please tell me how to design control system for this? Anyone? How to design U such that x1 and x2 is tending towards 0? Anyone? Because you can see that there is no disturbance inside this system. So how to design? Okay. I have several times I have told that if I have information of x1 and x2, then I can just substitute k1 x1 minus k2 x2, and after that you try to see that your closed loop system is x1 dot equal to, oh sorry, here x2 dot is not there, so x1 dot equal to x2, and after that x2 dot equal to minus k1 x1 minus k2 x2. Now you can see that you have to just collect the A matrix, that is 0 1 k1 and k2, and you have to force this matrix as a Hurwitz matrix, or you have to select k1 and k2 such that eigenvalue of this matrix is strictly negative, real and strictly negative. Then I can able to decouple this coupled system into two decoupled system, and I am able to force x1 tending towards 0 and x2 tending towards 0. Anyone has confusion on this? Anyone?
No, sir.
Okay. So if everything is known, then things are pretty easy. Even if sliding mode control is also very easy, and in that case, particularly if everything is known, then there is no need of sliding mode control. But suppose you are going to just explore that how to design sliding mode control if everything is known, then you have to just do this. What you have to do, you have to define the sliding surface like s equal to a1 x1 plus x2, and after that you have to design u equal to minus k signum s, and just you have to select a1 and k both are greater than 0. If you are able to do this, then what happens that x1 and x2 again asymptotically stable. But most of time in realistic case, these particular things are not known to me. Suppose now if this is not known to me, it means that basically this is varying between some range. Now try to identify the hx and gx, because I have told you that whenever I have second order system, then I have two unknown things. One is multiplied with control, another is not multiplied with control. So I have defined this as a hx and this as a gx. Okay, now could you please tell me that how to calculate the value of gx? Gx is c, and what is your c? From here you try to see what is your c, 1 by ml square, and here I am assuming that c is actually half ml square, and you know the maximum value of m, you know the maximum value of l, similarly minimum value of m and minimum value of l. So is it possible to calculate the range of this or not? This c is nothing but gx for our purpose. So is it possible to calculate bond of that or not? Anyone has confusion on this?
Yes. No, sir.
No. Okay.
No, sir.
Now try to see that this particular part hx. Now I have to calculate the value of basically hx. So now I know the a. A is nothing but, you try to see that okay, somehow okay, you try to see here that a is g by l. Suppose g is certain for time being, that is also not certain most of time, so 9.8, and l is again uncertain. Due to that reason I have to put the maximum and minimum range, and I can able to guess the estimation. So again in that way I can tell that, and similarly for b. Now whenever you are calculating the range of hx, then one explicit relation in terms of x2 comes into picture, and it means that I cannot able to tell that this particular term I am writing now, that this particular term I am going to specify, because somehow what you have seen that I have to see this kind of actually inequality by gx that should be bounded by some k, and here this is A1. For I am assuming that I am going to design sliding surface for this particular system in uncertain condition, that is s equal to a1 x1, and due to that reason I have a1 x2 and hx by gx. So if you are going to see that this is always depending on x2, this particular problem, why that is just depending on x2? Because in this particular problem I have advantage that sine, so something inside sine. So what is maximum value or minimum value of this sine x? -1 to 1. It means that even if x1 is anything, this always remains bonded. Due to that reason, explicit bond in terms of x1 doesn't come into picture, but with respect to x2 you can see that always some bond comes into picture. So you have to calculate bond in terms of, or you have to design gain in terms of x2, then only you can tell that if you start anywhere in a state space, asymptotically you will converge to the equilibrium point even if system is uncertain. But now most of time what is our objective? Our objective to design constant gain, and due to that reason I have to simplify this particular inequality. So I have to now simplify this for some constant gain k0. But whenever you are doing this, then what is restriction? I have certain kind of restriction on the initial condition. I cannot now tell that if I start anywhere I am going to converge to the equilibrium point. So basically in this situation, always in two-dimensional plane some region of attraction basically comes into picture. So I have certain finite region of attraction. So if I start from here, then only I can able to converge. In previous class we have already seen that, and that region of attraction we have seen that I can calculate like this: x1 that is less than c by a1 is the gain of this sliding surface, and where c is the mod x1 less than c. So this is equality condition is also valid. And if this is this set, so what is property of this set? If you start inside this set, you are not going to leave from this set, and due to that reason this set is also called positively invariant. So whenever you are going to select k0, then you have certain kind of positively invariant set. Means if you start from that set, it is possible to give guarantee that you are going to live inside that set, and after that, since you are on that set, due to attractivity property you first converge to the sliding surface, and after that due to proper design of a1 you are going to converge towards the equilibrium point. So now what is our aim? Our aim to estimate this value, then only I can select the value of this k0, gain k0. So now try to see that how one can estimate this value for that particular problem of pendulum system. So in order to calculate the value of gain of pendulum system, now I have to calculate I have to substitute all kind of inequality. So basically if you see the pendulum system, so suppose I have fixed a equal to 1. So now after fixing a equal to 1, and I know that gx is nothing but 1 by ml square. So we are knowing about this. So now if this is 1 by ml square, so what is value of now this hx plus a, and after that I have x2 by gx, and that is ml square. So basically now I can able to see that ml is always positive. Due to that reason I have something like I have multiplication of ml square with hx plus ax2, something like this. And after that if you substitute all value, so what I am going to do, I am going to directly write this value, and what you can do, please check it, otherwise it will take a long time. to simplify everything, you can see here a1, a is 1, so actually that is x2, and after that I have hx, so hx is basically, basically and multiplication of ml square, so it is better to write like this. I have ml square multiplied by x2, and after that I have hx. If you see, then you have some term like g by l into sin x. So I have term like g by l and into sin and x1 plus delta. Now I am telling objective delta I have to substitute pi by 2. So what is value of sin x1 plus delta? Anyone? Quickly please tell me.
Cos theta.
Cos theta, and due to that reason, so due to that reason cos L into cos x1 I have. Just you can please just verify this calculation, and actually after that I have another term with negative sign, and after that I have k0, and if I remember correctly, then k0 k by basically m, that term, and that is x2. So and if I multiply with m, so I have k multiplied by l square into x2. So I have to calculate the bond of this, and after that now you have to do some kind of simplification here. You can see that in this particular l square is common, and actually x2 is common, so m minus k into I have x2, and after that now I have another term. Here you can see that cos can take negative value and positive value, so most of time we are doing worst case analysis, and due to that reason I have less than equality term and plus mg0 into L. Anyone has confusion on this? Because I am going to calculate the upper bound, and due to that reason I am going to substitute the worst case. So worst case, you can see that cos, when that is -1, then this is -1 plus -1 plus 1, and mg0 into L. Okay. Now you try to see that from there. Now I have x1, so I have certain limitation on x1. Suppose you will force some kind of limitation that you are going to only see this set x1. I'm assuming okay, x1, since I have to keep on the theta equal to pi by 2, so I am going to vary x1 from minus pi to pi, and after that try to see s. What is x? S a x1 plus x2, or a is 1, due to that reason x1 plus x2, and a is, since this is this quantity is nothing but c by a, so this is c a, due to that reason pi. Anyone has confusion on this? Anyone? Because I have this kind of condition, x1 should be less than equal to c by a1. A1 I am assuming 1, and c I am assuming pi. I am assuming that okay, whatever fluctuation, that is x1 fluctuation of x1 is lying between minus pi to pi. After that I have to put this kind of condition invariant set c, and due to that reason x1 plus x2 less than equal to pi. So I am just, whatever theoretical development I have done, I am just simplifying or making a specific for this particular pendulum system. Anyone has confusion till now? And if you do not have confusion, then from here you try to see that I further write less than equal to L2, and after that m minus k, and x2. Now since x1 lying between pi to pi, it means that might possible that is minus pi or sometime plus pi. Due to that reason, limit of x2, what is limit of x2? Anyone could tell me? X1 lying between pi, less than pi, so what is, and I have to satisfy this kind of relation. So what is maximum possible value of x2? How much? 2 pi. Okay. So this is 2 pi. Okay. Anyone has confusion? And mgl. Then now modulus sign is not required, because almost every quantity is positive. Just modulus sign I have to put here, m minus k, because L is positive and whatever I am telling that L is not known, L is lying between 0.9 to 1.1, but that is positive. Similarly, this is positive. So if you put everything now, M, and now you can see that if you fix the gain k as a some particular value or some constant, so k0 you are knowing k is basically not gain, this is some kind of damping constant. So I am again going to recall, then things become more simple. If I will skip the step, then it might possible you are unable to understand the calculation part, but calculation part is very easy. So I am assuming this kind of restriction 0.2. so quickly, because unnecessary we are wasting our time in calculation, so 1.1, and after that I have 0 less than k0 less than equal to 0.05. so now you can see that in order to calculate the maximum value, what I have to do, I have to take maximum value of m and minimum value of k, and after that if you calculate this whole things, it is possible to show that this is 3.98. I have calculated 3.68. so please do this kind of calculation. I am not going to tell you how basically this comes into picture, but I have done this kind of calculation and I found that this is 3.68. so could you please tell me that how much gain I have to select now? Design of u equal to minus k signum s, how much gain I have to select here? K dash, you can tell. Anyone? How much gain I have to select to stabilize the pendulum, x1 tending towards 0 and x2 tending towards 0? So minimum value is 3.68. so I have to take that is little bit higher than this this value 3.68. so if you select k dash that is equal to 4, then also you are able to stabilize the pendulum, means x1 tending towards 0 and x2 tending towards 0, and x1 tending towards 0 means theta equal to pi by 2. You are able to theta tending towards pi by 2 as t tending towards infinity. Anyone has confusion on this? Then please let me know. Anyone? Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
So anyone has confusion? If you have confusion, then I will repeat. Otherwise, I will go ahead. Have you understood the calculation or not?
Yes, sir. Got.
Okay. So now I know that how to select gain. I also know that how to select the sliding surface, because I have started with this sliding surface x1 plus x2. Now try to simulate this particular system. So what is my system? Again, let us come back to the system. So this is my system. I am telling that okay, x1 dot equal to x2, x2 dot equal to minus a sine x1 plus delta b x2, and after that if I have c into u, and if I design u equal to k dash and signum s, and where this k dash is 4, because I am assuming that some number that is greater than k dash, then I am able to stabilize this particular pendulum. So let us try to see the MATLAB simulation for the same. So you try to see here that I have taken two integrator. So one integrator 1 by x1, I have written theta below of this. After that I have second integrator, that is theta dot, and after that you try to see here that this particular theta dot means theta is coming from here. Basically whenever you have one state as a theta dot, it means that here I have theta dot and here I have theta double dot. So theta dot is basically coming here, and in that side I am getting theta. And after that what we are going to do, that I have some kind of component that is multiplied by g by l. This for simulation purpose, what I am going to do, I am going to fix something. So for simulation purpose, I am going to assume mass equal to 0.1, L length equal to 1, and K0 equal to 0.02. So you have to select those value which is in between of the inequality. So if you choose that value L equal to 1, then G by L equal to 9.8, and after that, that is multiplied with sine, and here only theta term comes into picture, because you try to see that I have x1 plus delta term is there. So, and you have to make x1 equal to theta minus delta. So delta and delta will cancel out, and due to that reason, means after designing control system, you have to apply to the original system. Please do not apply to the transform system. Transform system is just for the designing gain. After that, you have to play with original system, and due to that reason, you can see that I have represented original system. So after that, this term and second term is basically, you can see that I have some quantity that is b multiplied by x2. So this is x2, means theta dot b is 0.2, based on by taking that damping coefficient equal to 0.2, I have actually feedback that term to here. And after that, this term is sliding mode control. So you try to see that how basically I have designed this term. So this particular term is nothing but theta. Here theta is entering from here, and after that you try to see here theta here, and after that I have pi by 2. Theta minus pi by 2 means theta minus delta due to that reason, and after that I have to add to basically theta dot. So theta dot here basically theta comes into picture, here delta comes into picture, and after that addition, this basically gives the sliding surface S. And after that, if you pass that with signum function and multiply with gain 4, and after that C term is also there, so that is ml square. M I am assuming 0.1, due to that reason I have 10 gain 10 here, and after that I am going to do feedback here. So if you simulate this system, then you try to see this is basically the theta. So you try to see that basically we are getting theta equal to pi by 2. So in this way I can able to design some kind of sliding mode control for the uncertain system. After that, from here you can see that control is basically switching between -4 to 4. And here, so whenever you are designing some kind of sliding mode control, please try to check your response should be like this, because you are applying control u equal to minus k0 signum x, and due to that reason that should be switched between -4 to 4, and there whatever space that looks like this completely yellow or something like that, then only you can able to make sure that you are able to get the objective. So do you have any confusion here in MATLAB implementation? Anyone? So what you can do, please try same kind of MATLAB implementation by yourself. So till now, if you have any confusion, then please let me know. Anyone? Now let us try to come to the different notions. Whatever when I have started this class, I have told you that in today's lecture basically I am going to tell you that what is meaning of different kind of stabilization. So I am going to tell you about what is meaning of local stabilization, what is meaning of global stabilization, what is meaning of semi-global stabilization, everything. So first important thing, I hope that you all are already well aware about this fact that this whenever you have nonlinear system, so basically my nonlinear system, what we have found that this particular system ml square theta double dot minus t mgl sin theta minus kl theta dot. So this is linear system or non-linear system? Anyone? Linear or non-linear? Non-linear. Why that is non-linear? Yeah, sin theta term is here, due to that reason this is non-linear. And what we found that I am able to express this system in a state space representation. Just now what we have seen, that I have defined x1 equal to theta minus delta and x2 equal to theta dot. And after that what we found that x1 dot equal to x2, and basically x2 dot is nothing but I have something like a, and I have already defined what is meaning of a sine and x1 plus delta, and after that I have b x2 and plus c into u, and u I have chosen as a t. So here you try to see that this particular system I can also able to represent like this, x equal to fxu. So I have function, and this particular function f is nothing but f1 and f2. And what is f1 f2? f1 is x2 and f2 is a sine x1 delta minus b x2, and this function basically contain all state x means x1 x2 and u. So it made possible in some component only some variable is available. You can see here only x2 variable is available. So this is generalized notion, and this system I have already told you that I am defining this system as a force system. And what is meaning of equilibrium point? If you are going to put x equal to 0 and u equal to 0, then rate of change equal to 0. So that is the notion of equilibrium point. So it is assuming that since this is nonlinear system, and just now what we have seen that whenever we have nonlinear system and whenever you are choosing some kind of constant gain or switch gain control, whenever you are designing, always you have certain kind of region, and due to that region this particular notion comes into picture. So they are telling that this particular right hand side, and here you can see that it is also written that is continuously differentiable. So this is just for making sure that this particular differential equation is going to represent some kind of physical system. If that is continuously differentiable, it is possible to show that this particular system has unique solution. That is the meaning. Now I am assuming that x belongs to Rn. So I have n number of states. So this particular problem I have 2 states. And du Rp. So P in this particular problem I have just one control. So in this particular problem R equal to 2 and n equal to 2, and after that I have P equal to 1. That is in case of this particular pendulum system. And after that dx belongs to Rn. It means that we are going to only aware about that kind of a state which basically lie inside this particular region. And similarly about control, we are not going to apply any amount of control, we are going to apply some kind of bounded control. So that is the meaning. So in this way, so whenever you are writing paper, at that time try to use this kind of proper notation. And due to that reason I have basically bought these things from the Khalil book. And here you can see that what is meaning of dx and du. Whenever you are writing function, at that time you have 2 arguments. So x, basically x belongs to dx. So dx and Cartesian product means you are selecting x and after that you are selecting u. So this is called Cartesian, means ordered pair, and after that map to Rn. So that is meaning, and same kind of things they are telling that origin is here. So one of the way to design control system is to linearize that system about the equilibrium point. So here you can see that first I will express the system, pendulum system, like this. So in order to design some kind of control system, local control system, you can tell that I am going to linearize that system about x1 and x2. Anyone has confusion on linearization? All of you are well aware about linearization or not? If you are not aware, then I have already recorded the lecture about the linearization. Please go through that. So linearization means I have to calculate the first order dou f by dou x, means partial derivative of x with respect to x about this point x0 and u0. So this particular value comes into picture. And similarly, in order to calculate b, I have to calculate df by du with respect to u, and here u minus u0 comes into picture. So u0 is 0 due to that region b0. Here I am linearizing about x0 due to that region ax plus bu. So finally, if you are just going to see the local behavior of this system, so I have second order system, pendulum system, but we are just going to see behavior in this particular neighborhood. I do not know at up to what region this linearization will work, but I am telling okay, in some region it will work, then I am able to convert nonlinear system into equivalent linear system. Only in this region, not everywhere. And due to that region, whatever control system you are going to design, that is only able to stabilize the system in the neighborhood of equilibrium point. You are also not able to know the exact region most of time. And how to select control? I am assuming x1 and x2 is known to me. Due to that region, I have select u minus kx. So, and for our case, I have already told you that if everything is known, then this control is enough. So here you can see that k is somehow, if you have n number of states, then k1, x1, k2, x2 up to kn, xn, and you have to apply that kind of control here. And if you apply this kind of control, so you can see that after applying u equal to minus kx, you have a minus bk into x. So now x belongs to R2. So how to give guarantee that x1 tending towards 0, x2 tending towards 0? Just by Newton's law, what you can do, you try to calculate, try to tune k such that eigenvalue of this is basically real and negative. And after that, analysis of second order system is just like first order system. So in that way also you are able to design control system for pendulum system, but that is only valid in this locality. You can see that that is not able to tolerate any kind of disturbance, because I am assuming that there is no disturbance due to that region. So same kind of things basically people are illustrating like this. So they are telling okay, I have x, and after that I have designed this control u equal to kx, and linearization about x equal to 0 means after putting this, then this is my system, and a minus bk should be Hurwitz. Then we have already seen that this is equivalent to, in transform domain, I have two coordinate system z1 and z2, and I can tell that basically asymptotically I am going to converge, and I have subsystem like z dot equal to minus alpha z1. So if you solve this equation, it is possible to show that solution is, one can represent solution like this: z1t is z0 e power alpha t. So you can see that this is nothing but we are converging towards z1 with exponentially fast speed, and due to that reason we are telling that after applying this kind of control, means after applying this kind of control, then locally means in a small neighborhood of equilibrium point, we are getting some kind of stability, that is exponential stability. Anyone has confusion on this? Saptik, are you able to follow me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Ruchi?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Varda?
Yes, sir.
Any confusion? Because most of time whenever you are working for power electronics or power system, most of time control system guys are not believing on linearization kind of things, because that theory is already well matured. But particularly still in power system, power electronic, people are linearizing. And how to linearize? You have to just see the operating point, and after that you have to calculate partial derivative. So suppose here you have two component, it means that dou f by dou x, meaning of dou f by dou x I will write in next slide, otherwise it become clumsy. So dou f by dou x, it means that dou f1 by dou x1, dou f2, dou f1 by dou x2, dou f2 by dou x1, dou f2 by f2 by dou x2. So in this way you have to do linearization. Okay, so with pendulum system I will tell you that how basically this will, that is in next slide. So again I have this kind of pendulum system, you are knowing what is A, what is B, C several times, and my objective is to stabilize pendulum at theta equal to delta. And whenever you are applying some kind of local control means the linearization based control, at that time first please try to calculate the steady state. You can see that in case of sliding mode control, we are not worrying about this particular TSS, because sliding mode control is so strong that even if some kind of uncertainty, they will take care about this. But whenever you are designing some kind of linearization based control, in order to guess the, or in order to calculate the value where you are going to linearize, you have to calculate the TSS, because you have to linearize about u equal to 0, and u equal to 0 means you have to put t equal to TSS. Due to that reason, this is very much important. And I have already told you about a story about this. Means whenever I want to maintain theta equal to, means I have pendulum system, but if I want to maintain pendulum system here, this is theta equal to delta, then some equivalent torque TSS is required. And how to calculate that TSS? Because here theta equal to delta, so theta dot equal to 0 and theta double dot equal to 0. And if you substitute this kind of term inside this equation, then automatically you are able to get what is TSS. And after that, what I am going to do, that I am going to define a state, because I have, this is somehow a stabilization problem of x1. Tracking problem of theta is somehow equivalent stabilization problem in terms of theta minus delta. So if x1 is 0 means theta is delta. You can see here, if u is 0, then automatically t equal to ts. So I know that, okay, if x1 is 0 and u equal to 0 in my problem, then I am at this position, and at this position I have torque equal to TSS, and due to that reason people are calculating T minus TS. Anyone has confusion why they are changing the coordinate T equal to TS? Because somehow I have to maintain the equilibrium point of this system, that is 0 0. So here you can see that equilibrium point x1 is 0 and x2 is 0. So if x2 equal to 0 and x1 equal to 0, if you will put, then automatically u equal to 0 here. So but we know that if control is 0, at that time I need certain kind of torque in order to maintain this, and due to that reason, if you are not defining this T minus TS, you are not able to make sure that if you are at this position, then this torque comes into picture, and due to that reason, this kind of transformation we have to define. Anyone has confusion on this? Anyone? Okay, now try to see that here. Basically, first what you can do, you can substitute u equal to 0, or you try to linearize it. So linearize, after linearization, this is the structure, and after that, now you can see that A is this and B equal to 0 by C. So from here it is obvious, from here I think that this is okay now. And after that, now I am going to select K1 and K2 such that this is Hurwitz, and this is the final control. So now what is your job? You take in MATLAB, you take this pendulum system, and after that you can design this control u equal to T minus TSS. You know what is value of TSS. You try to calculate T, and actually expression of T is basically given here. So directly you can apply this T to the original system, and after that you can vary theta and theta dot. Try to see that up to what region basically this particular control action, means proportional control based on linearization, will work. It is possible to show that this will not always work. So this is exercise for you. So please try to check this. Now let us try to come to the notions. This is very, very important. So whenever you are writing paper, first please write this. Then things become clear that okay, in this sense basically you are going to talk. So basically you can see that in this particular slide, I have again, this is force system Fxu, and I am again assuming that x is basically belongs to dx, and that is subset of Rn. Similarly, u belongs to du, and that is subset of Rp. Same notion I am going to use. If you have just one control, then this belongs to R. And I am going to design a state feedback control. I am assuming that all states informations are available. In same like pendulum case, I am assuming that theta is available, and theta dot is available. And if you substitute that control action here, then your closed loop system is given like this. And if this system is asymptotically stable, means all exponential stable system is also asymptotic stable. What is meaning of asymptotic stability? Xt tending towards 0 as t tending towards infinity. I have already told you about this. And this kind of stabilization is called local stabilization. Why this is local stabilization? Anyone? Why this is local stabilization? Anyone? Because linearizing and linearization is only valid in some local region, and due to that region this kind of stabilization is called local linearization. Now let us try to come to the regional stabilization. Now after substituting this control, if that is asymptotically stable in given region G and subset of region of attraction, that is like this, then this is called the regional stabilization. What now we are telling? Now you please do not linearize. What you can do, first you can substitute whatever control you want. You can substitute it. So suppose I have substituted this kind of control. So similar like on-off control, in place of u, what I am substituting? I am substituting constant gain and one switch. So I am designing this, and after that what we found that only in some region, and we are calculating region based on Lyapunov. I have already told you that v dot less than equal to 0, based on that we are calculating. And if you solve this equation v dot less than equal to 0, it means that that is nothing but vx less than some c. So derivative of something is less than 0 means some quantity is less than c. Due to that region they have defined region like this. Anyone has confusion on this? They are telling that if initial condition is remains inside this G, and basically G is lying on this region. So when G will actually we will tell that if something is lie inside this region, then that will converge if we are able to make sure that v dot less than 0. And what is physical interpretation of v dot less than 0? That energy whatever we are considering that remains in some closed bound, compact set, people are telling, in some kind of compact set. So, and how to calculate that set? That is very easy. You can take Lyapunov function, v dot less than 0 you can do. You are able to calculate the compact set, and inside that if you are able to tell that region, then that is called regional stabilization. Anyone has confusion on this? Anyone? Now let us come to the global stabilization. Global stabilization means it might possible I have certain kind of system. If I apply some kind of state dependent gain or state dependent control, state feedback control, then that is globally asymptotically stable. Means if I start anywhere, then I will convert. So whenever you are designing control system based on linearization, that is local stabilization. Regional stabilization means we are just concentrate on some kind of region. We are telling that okay, I am not worrying about whole space, but I am just going to worry about a small region. And how to calculate that region? One can calculate using based on the Lyapunov analysis. And global means you can start anywhere, you are going to convert. So you can try to tell me this is global or not. U plus dt and minus k signum s I have designed kx, and suppose x belongs to R, and here I have x dot and plus dt, and dt is bounded, suppose k is mod dt. So what kind of stabilization this is? Anyone? Please tell me quickly. Why this is regional?
Because there is a due to the sense of disturbance.
But no, actually due to presence of disturbance, this is still not regional. Why? Because you are at least you are able to select some kind of gain. So you are able to select gain such that you are able to achieve stability like x dot will converge, means k greater than dt, then for all x it will converge. Then this is basically global stabilization. I will give you some more example, then you are able to understand what is meaning of regional. So do you have any confusion on local and global? Local and global is clear to everyone. Local means based on linearization, but whenever you are linearizing, you can see that in coordinate transform coordinate system, that is global stable. Why I am telling global stable? You can see that if you see just this linear system, this linearized system, x dot equal to ax plus bu, then that is globally asymptotically stable. So linearized system is globally asymptotically stable, but equivalent linear system is only locally asymptotically stable. Are you able to follow this point? What I am telling, suppose you have this kind of system, x dot equal to u, and after that, after linearization, you have this kind of system about the equilibrium point, that is ax plus bu, and after that you are designing some kind of control kx. So basically x dot is a minus bk into x. So try to see the stability of this system. We are telling this is Hurwitz. So what does it mean? That linearized system is globally asymptotically stable. Globally asymptotically stable. As I am asymptotically stable for writing, but we are telling, okay, since linearization is working in some small region, and due to that region, this original system is locally asymptotically stable. Are you able to follow my point? After linearization, we have to design some such kind of control which will give global asymptotic stability of linearized system. And after that, if you are able to achieve that goal, then you are only able to comment that your original system is locally asymptotically stable. But here you can see that whenever global stabilization we are telling, we are talking about global stabilization of original system, nonlinear system, not the transform system. Anyone has confusion? Okay, if you don't have confusion, then I will go to next slide. And now let us come to the semi-global stabilization. We have already seen, due to that reason, first I have discussed, and after that I have actually come to the definition such that you are able to picturize it. The origin x dot equal to fx gamma x is asymptotically stable. So we have to first make sure that this is asymptotically stable. One point, could you please tell me that if something is finite time stable, then that is asymptotically stable or not? Finite time stable.
Yes, sir. No. Why asymptotically? Finite time.
Xt equal to 0 or all t greater than equal to t0. This is meaning of finite time stability, and this is meaning of asymptotic stability for as t tending towards infinity. So this point is already included inside this or not?
No.
Yes, always included, na? Because you cannot tell that finite time stable is asymptotically what I am actually drawing the arrow in is this point is included inside this or not?
Yes.
So it means that any finite time stable things are also asymptotically stable, but not vice versa. In this direction, that will not work. Anyone has confusion on this? Due to that reason, I am telling that finite time stable system is asymptotically stable or not. So answer is yes. Sapratip, are you able to follow?
Yes. We mean that t greater than some t05, but t tends to infinity. That is the bounded, means not infinite. Yes. That
so
puts in asymptotic.
yeah,
Yes.
due to that reason, all finite time stability implies the asymptotic stability. So whenever you are talking about semi-global stabilization, you have to talk about the asymptotic stabilization, means finite time is also okay. And gamma x is designed in such a way that given a compact set, So if you remember that we have designed compact set for second order system in sliding mode control, that is C by A1, and S is mod S is less than equal to C. So this is my compact set. Compact set, no matter how large, can be included in the region of attraction. So by tuning this Hx plus C1 or A1, basically A1x2 by Hx less than K, what we found that by enlarging this gain K, constant gain K, somehow I can enlarge this C such that if I start anywhere, I am able to converge to the equilibrium point. So somehow now stability is fully parameter dependent. So if you enlarge your compact set, it is always possible to show that there exists some kind of gain. Using gain, I can able to enlarge the region of attraction, and that is called semi-global stabilization. But in regional stabilization, this kind of relation will not hold. In regional, so I will give you the difference. I will give you the one example. So I will take 10 more minutes, and after that I will finish the today's lecture. Now try to understand by example, then things become more transparent. Suppose now I have non-linear system, x dot equal to x square plus u. Anyone has confusion why this is non-linear? Because x square term is present here. Now if you linearize that system about x equal to 0, then what is your system? You have something like x dot equal to x square plus u. So how to linearize this? You have to calculate dou fx u by dou x about x equal to 0. I am assuming that x equal to 0 and u equal to 0 is equilibrium point. So what is value? What is that value? What is value of this? Quickly please tell me. Dou f by dou x
minus k
dou fx u by dou x. So that is 2x, and at x equal to 0, then what is value? So 0, it means that now I have some kind of term a multiplied by x where a is 0. So what is that term? That is 0. Okay. Now you can calculate dou fx u by dou x about x equal to 0, u equal to 0. So dou u. So what is that?
x
1. So 1, due to that region 1 multiplied by u minus 0. So what is that? U, because I have to calculate a and multiply with b. I have to calculate x. I have to calculate b multiply with u and whatever linearizing points. So due to that region b is 1, and due to that region I have this kind of linearized system. Anyone has confusion? Are you able to get why this is the linearized system of this particular non-linear system or not? Anyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, now you can see that I have just first order system. So I have to make this system globally asymptotically stable. So how to do that? You can apply u minus kx and k greater than 0, then you can get the global asymptotic stability just by Newton's law. You can think. Any confusion? X is greater than 0, x dot is less than 0. And if you apply this kind of control, so this linearized system is globally asymptotically stable. But if you apply this kind of control action, now you can see that you try to analyze this behavior, x dot equal to minus kx plus x square. So from that geometrical analysis also you can do that. You can see that control k into x is not dominate after some region. Initially, if you are very close to 0, then what happens? Value of x square is lesser than x. In this, x is basically greater than x square if you lie between 0 to 1. Anyone has confusion on this? But if you are going beyond 1, then what happens? This kind of relation comes into picture. So somewhere actually what happens, that control part become less dominant. It means that I am just able to talk stability of this particular region. So due to that reason, this is first, after designing this kind of control, I can talk about the local stabilization, because at least in this region 0 to 1, and by selecting proper K, I can tell that system is asymptotically, locally asymptotically stable. Now try to see this. What is attraction region? Because in order to calculate the attraction region, again by geometrical analysis, if x is positive, then you have to make x dot, that is negative. So somehow you have to put like this, minus, okay, I will write like this, then things become more clear. X K minus x. Now you try to see that this x, if that is positive, so when that become negative, x dot. Are you able to follow me or not?
Yes, sir.
So I am telling x is positive. So what is condition? When x dot is negative,
X less than 0.
it means that x should be less than 0. Then only I can tell that trajectory is going to attract towards this. And similarly, I can able to conclude this. And due to that region, this is the region of attraction. From Lyapunov analysis also you are able to find the same. You can take Lyapunov v equal to x square and then you can calculate. And from geometrical analysis also you can do. So this is basically, now what you can do, you can select any region. So basically what we conclude, that if x less than k, it means that this is plus k and this is minus k. And if you are in this particular region, then you have some kind of local asymptotic stability. You have, okay, control Z, some problem comes into picture. Okay, here, okay, here you can see that if you are in this particular region, then you have local asymptotic stability. Now it is possible to show that if you select any region in between of this region, then also you are achieving the same local asymptotic stability. Is it true or not?
Yes, sir.
And it means that any region that is x less than equal to a will provide us some kind of regional stability. So what we are telling, that after finding some kind of positive invariant region, whatever region that is less than that, using same gain, I can able to achieve the regional stability. That is the meaning. So I hope that these things become clear to you. So slowly again you can try to read it, and after that the control u minus kx doesn't achieve global stabilization. Is this point become clear or not? Because my system is like this, kx, actually originally my system is like this, and after that I have designed u equal to minus kx. So whatever value of k you can put, there exists some point where x square is going to dominate over kx, and due to that reason I cannot able to talk about global stabilization. So in this way, in this particular example, x dot equal to x square plus u, you can able to talk about two different kind of stabilization, that is basically local stabilization, and you are also able to talk about regional stabilization, but you are not able to talk about global stabilization. Okay, anyone has confusion on this? But you try to see that I can achieve the semi-global stabilization. Why semi-global stabilization? Now you can select any set. Suppose I need a stability that I have this set, and this set I know that this is minus r and this is plus r. So is it possible to design some kind of gain such that I will always converge towards this or not? K greater than R. It means that I can always, whatever the value of compact set, it is possible to tune the gain. Obviously that gain is function of this particular region such that I can achieve the stability. So due to that reason, this kind of stabilization is called semi-global stabilization. So what we found here, that I can able to design control such that we can get local stability. I can design control such that I can get regional stability, and I can also able to design gain such that I will get semi-global stabilization. Anyone has confusion on this? So same kind of case basically comes into picture whenever we are talking about the sliding mode control, and whenever I have nonlinear system, and after that we are going to talk. So quickly let us finish this slide also. Now you can see that if I have this kind of system, and I have told you that whenever I have this term, I can only able to maintain x equal to 0 provided x dot equal to 0. So you can see that at origin this is 0, but this is not 0, and due to that reason no control, they are telling, with gamma equal to 0, means if value of control is 0 at the origin, can able to asymptotically stabilize this system. What we are telling, that you might have seen that whenever I am talking about sliding mode control also, how basically I am defining signum x, and here dt, you can see that I am defining signum x like this, that is +1, this is -1, and at x equal to 0, something like x greater than 0, I have +1, x less than 0, I have -1, and x equal to 0, I am not telling any term that is 0, that is something like between 0 to 1. So same kind of things, they are telling that if there exists some kind of disturbance at origin, then I cannot able to talk about uniform means for all t, uniform asymptotic stability, because origin is not equilibrium point. How basically we are calculating equilibrium point? We are just substituting s dot equal to 0, and you can see that s dot equal to 0, this term comes into picture, and that is not 0, and due to that reason origin is not equilibrium point. At that time we are basically talking about practical stabilization. So now you can see that how many stabilization you have. You have local stabilization whenever you are linearizing, you have regional stabilization. So in regional stabilization, after designing control action, we are able to see that you can select any region that is in between, you are able to achieve same kind of stability. After that you have global stabilization, you can start anywhere but you can convert. Most of time in nonlinear system, global stabilization is not possible. At that moment actually semi-global kind of stabilization comes into picture. It means designing gain based on parameter, I can achieve any stability in any compact set. That is the meaning. Compact means closed and bounded set. So now whenever you have certain kind of system and this kind of situation you have, then after designing this control, you are only able to give guarantee that you are uniformly ultimately bounded. And if you remember my lecture, at that time whenever I have this kind of situation, and whenever I am designing information based on proportional control, at that time I am talking about the some kind of ultimately bounded kind of situation. So same kind of things basically comes into practical stability. And it means that whenever we have practical problem, then I have either local practical stabilization, regional practical stabilization, global practical stabilization, or semi-global practical stabilization. Practical stabilization means we are not going to converge to the equilibrium point. We are just going to maintain myself in some region after some finite time. So this kind of situation I have. And actually this is the example. So again you can see that dt, and this disturbance is not 0 at t, and after that if you apply this kind of control u equal to minus kx, it is possible to show that this is my closed loop system. You can define distance kind of function, and it is possible to show that what kind of value of k basically I can get v dot less than 0, and it is possible to show that depending on this parameter delta, if I select the gain, then I can achieve the semi-global practical stabilization. Practical stability comes into picture whenever disturbance at origin is not vanishing. So just you have to take care about that. So till now, do you have any confusion? So now I am going to conclude the today's lecture. So what we have found. So this is somehow lecture of, you can tell that nonlinear control system. So in nonlinear control system, we are talking about a stabilization problem in different way. So one of the easiest stabilization problem that you can just linearize it, and after that whatever linearized system, you have to make sure that that is actually locally asymptotically, means linearized system is globally asymptotically stable, then your original system is locally asymptotically stable. Suppose if you are not willing to linearize that system, at that time basically you are able to get three different kind of stability. One stability is called regional stability, another is called semi-global stability, and third one is called global asymptotic stability. Suppose disturbance is vanishing, means equilibrium point is 0. So at that time you are able to get these three kind of stability, and you are able to understand what is difference. So what is my suggestion? Please again go through the lecture, because this is a little bit involved thing. But most of time whenever you are seeing the papers, this kind of terminology is quite common. So due to that reason, after several practice, you are able to come up with this, that you are able to comfortable with this kind of notion that frequently basically people are using in control system design. So with this remark, now lecture is closed from my side. Now this is open for the question and answer. So if you have any confusion, then please let me know. Anyone? So today's class is a little bit longer, so sorry for that, because this course is a little bit larger, so we have to also take care about several practical examples. So you can see that each and every class I am trying to give some kind of practical example, such that you are able to understand that why this kind of control methodology is basically needed, and how to do simulation. So simulation part is also I am covering. So anyone has confusion? Anyone?
Sir, when we are defining the invariant set,
okay,
we are calling set as a positive invariant set, positively invariant set. So what is the meaning of positive here?
Actually, Rahul, I have already clarified this kind of things in previous class. So basically, whenever positive means we are just seeing in forward time. So suppose that if you enter inside some set at t equal to t second, then we are not worrying what kind of things happens before t second. And we are telling that in all future time, I am not going to leave that particular set. If you are talking about just invariant set, at that time actually past is also included. So at that time means positively invariant means I am just worrying about future. There is no means we are not worrying about the past. Most of time engineering literature we are just concentrated on positively invariant, but mathematics people, they are also talking about actually back time or time in backward direction or negative direction. So at that time they are just worrying about or concerning about the invariant, not only positive invariant. That is the difference. Anyone?
Sir, if we have regional stabilization, then we always have semi-global stabilization.
That is not always the case. It might possible that suppose that you can see that whatever example I have taken, suppose what we are telling that means in order to talk regional stabilization, first I design some kind of control, okay, and after that, after designing the control action, what we are going to tell that, okay, if system is stable for this particular control action, then if I have some kind of set that is subset of that particular region, then we can able to give guarantee that I can stabilize that system. So in that process, you can see that nowhere parameter is involved. What we are telling that, okay, if I have some control action I have already applied, so now I am not going to vary the control action, okay, and after that we are going to talk about stability. But whenever we are talking about semi global stabilization, then we have to see some kind of parameter, and sometime it might possible that that kind of parameter will not come into picture. Sometimes that parameter come into picture. So if that kind of parameter come into picture, then only I can talk about semi global stabilization. I will tell you that kind of situation whenever we have unmatched uncertainty, okay. So at that time you are able to talk about regional stabilization, but you are not able to talk about semi global stabilization. You can take any you can design any kind of control action, that is not possible. So due to that reason, otherwise if something is regional stable, then that is semi global stabilization, then people will never introduce that kind of term, no?
Yes, sir.
Because control people are very much specific. Whenever they found that something is part of something, then they are avoiding. So some new features must be come whenever they are giving some new definition.
Okay.
Still, if you read some literature, then people are means they are confusing us, and they are just telling that, okay, that regional stability. I hope that because perhaps I read one paper where wrongly means in a paper of Chinese author, and that is published in very good place, and where I found that this kind of implication they are that was telling. But I have checked it, but I found that at least for unmatched case that is not true. Anyone else? Okay, if you don't have any question, then I am going to close the today's lecture. So thank you.